Okay, let's see if I can get Kev on here first and foremost. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, hey. See if I can get Kev on here real quick. Who you got in the background there? Hearing some noise in the background. Who you got there? Oh, there's Kev.
That's my grandbaby.
What? Oh, hello, young lady.
Hey,
Kev.
what's happening?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Let me get Caleb on here.
Man.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. How's your night going so far?
It's going good. It's going good, man. Trying to get everything together now so I can leave Thursday to head down to Alabama.
Woo. So where are you located?
I'm in Wisconsin. Racine, Wisconsin.
Holy Moses, I thought I was from the Midwest. My God,
no wonder you got that big. Look, no wonder you got that big jacket on in the house.
It's like I got my shirt.
I'm on the back right now.
Okay. Oh, man.
Dressing like an Eskimo in his own house. Oh man. No, see, I actually, I'm originally from Kansas, so winters down here in Alabama are kind of chuckle a little bit, but at the same time, like y'all, I can't even touch y'all's winters. That's insane.
Yeah, it's just been raining pretty much. It didn't even really snow. It just like rains. It's been raining all the time so far. It's kind of weird this year. That global warming, man, making it ain't snowing no more.
My mother is a massive believer in the Farmer's Almanac, and so like she truly she follows it.
Oh yeah.
And like it's to the point where like she'll randomly message my sister and I, and she's like, "Hey, so make sure that you prepare for this, this, and that in this particular season this year, because according to the Farmer's Almanac." Oh my!
That's crazy. God. They still make that. You know how old that book is.
Yeah,
and I thought maybe my mom was a little bit, loco for a second there, and then all of a sudden, like I actually was. I want to say I was at a not a farmer's market, a plant nursery, and I actually saw a rack with a bunch of Farmer's Almanacs in it. I'm like, holy shit!
You know what? They're always gonna make that because you have many farmers that plant by the moon and everything. So they always gonna make the almanac.
Oh yeah,
always.
They plan their crops and planting by that, right?
Yeah.
Kev, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Kev? You doing all right?
Yay! Okay, so we're able to get everybody. Hey, young man, no, get your butt over here. Sorry, my pocket is getting into stuff.
Hey, Kev, man, I'm glad to see that the show in Troy is a go, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's going. You gonna be there?
Man, I'm gonna try to come Friday night. I'm working on Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah, that Friday night I plan to see you, man.
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, we'll be able to make it happen, man. So I appreciate everybody for sharing that event and everything, and getting the word out for us, man. So we are coming down there. So we definitely appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the thing is I know that the last BRC show that I personally went to was the original Battle of Troy, and I remember just being like, oh my gosh, I hope they come back. This was super fun. What a great show. It's a great environment. So it was just one of those things where, like, to know that you guys were willing to come back, not just for one but 3 shows. That was intense. So of course I'm sitting there thinking, all right, you guys, let's rally. It's freaking rolling.
Yeah, we have a good time in Troy, man. So we appreciate the crowd in Troy, man. Every time we come, it's been a great show. So.
Hey, that's goals.
Yeah.
All right, Kev. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I guess pretty much the way we start things is kind of getting to know you a little bit more. So just kind of let everybody that's watching, know who you are, how you got started in the breed, and just kind of start with that, and we'll go from there.
I'm Kev Green, Kevin Greco, owner of BRC Global, K9 Pedigrees. Used to be the Bully Registry Company. I used to do ABKC shows from 2011 till 2016. I did probably 50, 60 ABKC shows. I did Keeping It Bully Magazine back in the day, Bully Vision Television, Bully Vision Radio, iBully. I worked on that a little bit. Few other things I dabbled in here and there, but of the Bully Block, I still got videos on the Bully Block on YouTube if you want to check those out. I used to do interviews and stuff, but yeah, that's where I started. I started coming in doing like this interviews and radio and video and stuff, and then it just kind of evolved into hosting shows, and then it kind of got to where we are today with it.
Nice. So the question that I have is, so what this just kind of started out with, motivated you to get this registry moving? Like, what was the moment where you're like, you know what, I want a new registry. I want to see where this goes.
So in 2016, in years previous, we did a lot of stuff with Ricky Prochaska down there in Tennessee, and in 2016 he started up the Bully Registry Company. It was just BRC, him and James Tao, Brian Moser, got all that going, and that was right about the time. I was doing a lot of ABKC shows, but I was doing so many that like the people were getting mad. I was doing so many, and it was just like. They were throwing shows on top of my shows, trying to ruin them and shit like that. So it just got to be like, it took me a minute, because right at the beginning of 2016, he asked me, did I want to become, start with the BRC and be a part owner or whatever. I just wasn't, sure yet, because it wasn't back then. It wasn't something you do. You didn't leave ABKC back then. Like everybody who left from there just kind of disappeared. Up until that point. And but I liked what they were doing with it the year that that I wasn't involved in it, and then this shit just got to be so hectic with the show host and ABKC, and I just was like, fuck it. And 2017 we started doing that. I started doing that, and then up until I was Ricky was I was partners with Ricky up until about the middle of 2018. And then he got real involved with this football, semi-pro football stuff that he does, and so I kind of just took it from there and switched it to BRC Global, and then it's just been always a place for like another option. We aren't trying to be the best or nothing like that. We just always trying to be another option for people that didn't like whatever else is out there. Give them another chance. A more laid back approach to it, and just more like a fun atmosphere and type of shit like that, like a politic free kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, Kev, I like how that you geared that towards that, so you can actually relate to people that are wanting to go to shows, and especially with as much time you had in with ABKC, like hosting those shows, you're like, man, how about I make a little twist to this? So the opportunity presented itself, you took it. You literally ran across the nation with it. Like, man, you're sweeping state from states, and you and Anthony, I don't know how y'all stay on the road so much, man, because it seems like every show y'all are there. Like, you control your registry to make sure it's a fun atmosphere and to make sure it's ran consistently. Because like, is there many shows that y'all don't go to, or y'all pretty much a part of every show that y'all show?
Yeah, I'm pretty much at everyone, just because you know, I just got to make sure it runs right and stuff like that, runs on time and stuff like that. Like, and I just like to be there, you know. That's what I did. That's why I started there for, because I like to do shows, you know. So that's why I do it. You know, I didn't start the registry because I got a dog that is banned or shit like that. Or
Right.
my dogs didn't win, so I got mad and started with a registry. No, I just started it because I just like throwing shows and I like bringing people together. And you know, there's a lot of opportunities that come for people off of a show. You know, like it could be me throwing a show, but it's 30 different people all doing their own little hustle shit, whatever they got going on at the show. That couldn't do that if it wasn't for the shows. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that kind of motivates me too to keep going. You know, just for the people that depend on that. You know.
Absolutely.
And that shatters a lot of preconceptions that people have. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, these other registries are here because, you know, their dogs can't win an ABKC. But,
Right.
you know, I like that you are not, obviously that's not your reason for it. You are aiming towards the market itself. You are trying to give people a platform with a certain vibe to market their animals and to market themselves and their products and whatnot. So I think that that definitely goes against what a lot of people have decided in their heads is the reason why these other registries exist. And I think that's a beautiful thing right there.
For sure. And then also, you know, there was no home for the exotic. Like back then in 2016, 15, there wasn't no place for it. And people were just, you know, talking shit and making fun of them and saying they were unhealthy and can't walk and that shit. Well, we were the only ones that took the initiative to fucking give them a place to put them in the ring and try to give them a starting point to get better and, you know, try to give them a reason to make them better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a very unpopular thing, you know, back then, dealing with the exotics. You know, it's a lot different now, but back then, you know, a lot of people didn't mess with us because I had exotics. A lot of people didn't mess with us because we allowed Merle in the show ring. You know, there's a couple of things but we're for the breeders, you know what I'm saying? We're a breeders registry. So we're going to cater to what the breeders are doing, you know?
Well, I mean, when you look at it, it's really only a matter of time before ABKC eventually allows Merle. I mean, technically they already allow it to be registered. So I mean, at this point, it's like, you know, crap or get off the pot, you know, when it comes to just accepting Merles in the show ring. So eventually it's probably going to happen. It's just all signs point to that. So you going ahead and doing it, obviously preemptively, I think gave a lot of people that have really good breed standard dogs that just so happen to be Merle, a place to kind of launch from.
And then I think what really got me was people were diehard. You know, it was people that wouldn't mess with us because of the Merle, but every Merle that we have has ABKC or UKC papers. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it was already registered with what they're at. You know, like we just register the dog out of nothing. You know, it already had the papers that they're, you know what I'm saying? So what's the fucking deal if it's in the show ring or not? You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. And I also look at it this way. And you know, I will openly admit that I am part of the group of people that are cautious or weary, I guess actually worried more so than anything else about exotics. But the fact that a lot of that is because there's no breed standard like that's set, right? To a certain degree. Now, y'all setting a breed standard for that. You have your own breed standard set for the exotic, correct? In the BRC?
Yeah, we've always had one since the very beginning. Yeah, James Tao wrote it.
There you go. So
not everybody acknowledges, not everybody realizes we have it, or people say it doesn't matter that we have it, but what we have is what we have. And on the website there's pictures of, you know, what we want, you know, the look that we're trying to get.
Right. Well, and I think that that's important. And the main reason why is because when it comes to exotics, if they don't have a breed standard, they're just going to breed whatever. And that's the problem. That's where you get all these dogs that aren't functional, you know, they're unhealthy, because they don't have a standard to breed to, but you're giving them that. And I think that is kind of a step in the right direction. In my own personal opinion. I don't know how the guys feel about it. I have no idea, but I feel that you're giving them the opportunity to be like, hey, listen, breed towards this. That way you can create these, exotics, but you're doing it in a healthy, ethical, functional way.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. There needs to be a standard for it. There needs to be something set in stone to say this is what it is. And Kev, if you don't mind, can you break down you said there's a portrait, I don't know if we can share it, but can you kind of break down what the standard is for the exotic in BRC? Like what are you looking for?
Well, I mean, I can't. If you know exotic dogs from back then, the standard was written after a dog named Stan Lee. That was a Bape son.
Okay.
James Branson, I believe, owns him. But there's a picture of him on the website, of the look we want. I can't really explain it, without looking at I can't look at the standard right now or nothing while I'm on here.
Yeah.
But if you look at the website, brcglobaldogs.com, the standard is on there, and there's about 6 or 7 pictures of the desired look of, the exotic that we're after.
Nice.
Hey, Kenneth, man, I see that, along through the years, you've been dabbling in a lot of stuff, and hey, that's what it takes, man, for somebody like you to stand up for that breed, because I didn't know nothing about the breed. All I was hurt, like hearing like bad things, like they wouldn't live like, 1 year old. They can hardly breathe when in the heat and all that, but I never understood, the lifespan of the dog and all the things that can happen to a dog, and you know what I'm saying? But it's different, from Excel, it's different, not saying I'm talking about like what I'm trying to say here. The dog is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Say for instance, okay, like if you if you got a dog, the exotic or whatever, and he get hot real fast, and you can, like, when he breathe, they breathe. So some dogs I seen, man, just died at the show, died at the show, and most of the time it'd be exotic dogs. Can you tell me what causes that?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the anxiety on the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times the dog, if they don't know what's going on, they're just gonna freak out and do that. And then once they get to doing that too much, and it's hot in the room, and people are holding them up in the air or whatever kind of shit they're doing with them. I don't think it's that, some of them might not have, some of them might need, their nares might be pinched or something, I don't know, but I don't think that they're really dropping dead, left and right type shit, like I think, I've seen I've seen other breeds of dogs, come to the show and be dead because their owner didn't have the air on or some shit like that, or it's just like I think a lot of it most definitely has to do with the anxiety of the dog.
Okay.
Or the traveling situation to get there type shit, or they never been out of the house before, or some of them dogs have only been in a drop crate. You know what I'm saying? Their whole life.
Yeah.
They yank them out and they just throw them in front of a big crowd of people. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
The importance of socialization.
Yes, gotta know your dog. For real. I mean, and that was some of these larger shows where it's like shoulder to shoulder standing room only, and it's that loud environment where literally everyone's talking smack and everyone's yelling at each other. They got these poor dogs stacked on a table. They're yelling at each other. These dogs are probably sitting there thinking like, this is my last day. I'm freaking out here. It's like you got to know what kind of dog you got. I don't care how brachycephalic or however you pronounce that the dog is.
Yeah.
Any healthy, good dog can hyperventilate to a point where they overheat.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, look, and something else too. I have seen them come a long way. I never seen a clean exotic until about a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they can get that clean. Man, hey, I'm talking about straight feet. Yeah, man. Hey, and I didn't know it could happen because of what I usually used to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most definitely have come a long way. They most definitely have come a long way.
No doubt.
we got some nice ones, that, especially our grand champions are all real nice. We just had a exotic won our nationals this year. It was the first year. We've been around 8 years. And Boulders, grand champion Boulder. I don't know if you've seen him or not, but check him out, Matt Martin's page. But he's a very nice exotic.
Yeah, man, I love y'all's night of champions. Like just the nationals all together. Marco Suarez coming, nice.
Yeah,
and then champions from all registries. Every registry could have gone and competed, correct?
Oh yeah, I did a night of champions. Yeah, I try to do that to try to draw in some more people from other registries and stuff. I just kind of say, if you're a champion in any registry, just bring your champion or grand champion. Bring your dog, and you can compete in the night of champions. And it's ran like a regular show, to where the age groups and breeds and everything, like it was a fresh show, but it's only grand champions and champions, if that makes sense. So
that was neat.
Yeah. Well, so another thing that I really liked seeing with the BRC is that again, it goes back to a lot of people making the assumption that, people only go to BRC because they can't, win in ABKC. Completely farce. Because I'm telling you, like, I cannot tell you how many champions and grand champions from the ABKC that I see at your guys' show. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, they're winning at your guys' show too, because again, you guys follow the breed standard. So it's so cool to see so many people saying they have, dual, champions, dual grands, or, multi of each, and one of them is BRC. And so people saying that, that people go there because their dogs can't win, that's not true either, because again, a majority, if not all, of the champions and grand champions I've seen at BRC also carry a title in the ABKC as well.
Yeah. People still say that, and people would never try us out, or a lot of people still don't like we're around. So they're just stuck in their ways and don't want to try nothing. But that's fine, we're not for everybody. If people come like us, they like us. They don't. It's all, I ain't gonna beg nobody.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We did have a question for you, Kev. Let's see. Let me go back up. As far as when it comes to not just exotics but also bullies as well, because this is a common trait. When you have these brachycephalic dogs, I feel like I'm butchering that. I don't speak Latin, obviously, but do you feel like there's proper methods to breed away from that more safely, especially not just in exotics but also with bullies, since that seems to be a common trait?
Is there a way to breed away from it?
Yeah, do you feel like there's a more efficient way to breed away from that? Or do you recommend that they do? Because sometimes some people are just like, well, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, yeah, I noticed with some dogs, I've had some shorty bulls and some, American bullies, and also some Frenchies. And I've noticed if you're female, you got to have a female that's got, the dog's got to have wide open nares. I mean, the nares got a whole lot to do with it. And I've had two different females, that an exotic and a shorty bull, that had real wide nostrils and a little longer of a snout, and all the pups don't got breathing problems and shit like that. I've noticed the improvement, But as far as, that's my only suggestion is watch the nares on the dogs you're breeding.
Yeah.
Because that's going to
If anybody doesn't know what the nares are, it's the actual nostril openings.
Yeah, the nose hole. Some of the dogs you'll see, and their nose will be pinched shut, and that's another reason why a lot of them dogs overheat, is because their nose is pinched shut. Their nostrils ain't open.
Yeah.
So that's something that you got to pay, that you wouldn't think you had to pay attention to, but it is something to pay attention to. If you're going to be breeding and you are trying to get to be a better breeding dogs.
Hey, can you fix that with surgery, Mike?
You can get
Kev?
surgery, and you can get the back of the throat, I think, cut out or whatever. But I mean, it's still
the soft palate. Yeah, for the elongated soft palate, there's a surgery to reduce it. Yeah.
You can get the surgery, and then you can get to open the nares up for sure. But it's still going to pass on to whatever you're breeding to.
So you have to. So actually, when you're looking for a stud, so you need to check that too. In other words.
Yeah. It's definitely something that you should pay attention to. Yeah.
Ooh, that's good info. I would have never thought that.
Man, I wouldn't even.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. One of our frequent flyers, Adam Fields, he's actually asking, how does one go about registering their dog with the BRC?
You can always register at the shows, or otherwise online, brcglobaldogs.com. Your dogs just got to be, we don't do single registries of dogs that aren't registered. You got to be registered with another reputable registry, and then that's all you do. You can do it online, and you can attach the pictures of your current paperwork on there and just do it like that, or at the shows. You can either bring your papers to the show and we can take pictures of them, or you can just register at the show and just email us pictures of your paperwork, and it's easy as that.
Nice. When you say reputable registries, what registries do y'all take papers for? ABKC, UKC, I know those two. Is there any other ones?
Well, you're pretty much, APR, pretty much anything that's been around longer than us, it's been more reputable, but it's like, if it's like, a newer registry and then that's all it has, then, it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we have that? You know what I'm saying? So
no, absolutely.
We had to figure into, we had to look into that, because a lot of people, you got to dig into it, because some people will not pay their, not pay for the dog and then try to register it out somewhere else, have some slick shit, so you kind of got to wonder why, if somebody will be like, our dog has, this new registry that popped up, it has this. Well, why does it only have that?
Yeah, it's like a handwritten note.
Right. That's smart. Hey, that's smart.
Right. If people don't have, we'll advise them, to register if they don't have papers, single register with UKC or something first or something.
I like that.
But it definitely got to be have some papers.
That takes steps.
Before you register it. Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's good. That's better than some, for sure.
Yes. Hey, Adam made a good point.
If they don't have papers, they can try to get the American Bully papers through UKC, and then if they do that, then we'll do it, because UKC did it. I ain't got no reason not to do it, but I'm not gonna do it unless they do it.
Yeah. Well, even UKC, they still require a pedigree, and they still require pictures as well, front and side. So, I mean, there's still an application process. It's not like, hey, give me some names and I'll just send you some paperwork. They're not. It's not that easy. Nobody thinks that it's that easy. But if you require them before getting to the BRC, then you can at least take that step. But you got to register somewhere.
Right.
This is a really, really good one, Kev. So DeJuan Hall. Now this is like one of our hardcore Alabama, like heart of Alabama show hosts. Like he's
I know DeJuan.
Definitely. Yeah.
What's up, DeJuan?
So he's actually asking, what advice do you give to new show hosts? New show hosts. I don't know if there's a big difference between new show hosts and those who have done it before, but
I would. I mean, right now it's just crazy right now, really, because there's so many fun shows and shit everywhere right now. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. You got to do something from everything else, because there's so much now. It used to not be as many options, and now there's 6 or 7 fun shows a weekend, and all of them only got 30 people at them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it ain't what it used to be at this point, but just be different, and you just got to put your all into it, and be ready to, you got to take risks. No risk, no reward. It's either gonna be good or it ain't gonna be good, but you got to be prepared for it. Either way it is gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
I would just say try to stick out. Try to do something different. I wouldn't necessarily say, some people go with a lot of special guests. That's up to you. Like, if you want to go that route or whatever, I don't know.
So, with that in mind, I know that you guys have that Battle of Troy, the very first of the 3 Battle of Troys, this upcoming weekend. How are you keeping this one spicy? You got any crazy fun things, or any kind of specials, or any kind of
Well, we're just basically trying to tie all the three shows together. You know what I'm saying? As Battle of Troy, this is episode 1, and then we have a one in July, I believe, which will be episode 2, and then the final one in November. And then so all the best of breed winners will come back at the last show and compete in a show like with just those for like the overall Battle of Troy winners. So we're trying to make it like something like a series, you know, to try to make people want to be involved in it. We're also going to do half price BRC Global registration at this show only. So it's going to be $15 for BRC Global registration at this show this weekend. So if anybody needs to get any dogs registered, it would be a good time to take advantage of that.
That's definitely, I mean, especially considering that, like, unlike most shows, you've made a 3-event or 3-show event, really.
Yeah.
2 shows each. Like or 2 shows each. It's literally you're doing Friday and Saturday. So.
Oh yeah.
That's
2 shows
a
Friday
good
night.
enough incentive.
So yeah. So we'll be opening the doors at 5, and then the first show will start around 7 or so. And we're doing 2 shows Friday night and a fun show Friday night, and then Saturday is gonna be 3 shows and a fun show. So this will definitely be a lot to do, a lot of stuff to get involved in.
Well, what I really like about this particular setup that you guys have, and I noticed that you did this the last time that you guys came into town as well, at the last Battle of Troy. I want to say that was 2023. Was that early 2023?
Yeah.
Like spring?
I think so. Yeah.
But you guys do these 2-day events, so you, in all reality, that allows for people to actually title their dog in one weekend.
Yeah, they are able to, as long as there's enough competition. Yeah.
Nice.
Man,
what about you guys, man? How long you guys been doing this?
Bruce?
Just over a year.
Just over a year?
Yeah, the live. Now breeding, yeah, Bruce. Go ahead. Take
Bruce. Bruce got us all beat combined.
No, I was talking about the 5 right here. I was talking about the show you guys do.
Yeah, I've been breeding for like 35 years.
Oh, I know you're a super OG.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, I was in it before ABKC got started. You know.
Right.
Me and Dave was showing in UKC shows. You know, and it's been a long ride, man. You know, I don't.
Yeah, it was a BKC. Wasn't there a BKC before the ABKC?
BKC. No, it was something else. It was something else.
Some people won't agree to that.
I seen the pictures, man. It was definitely a show. I think it was called BKC. I got the some pictures of it.
It was something like that. I can't remember. I know it was.
Boy, Dayton was at it. Dayton killing.
Yeah, see, I was either BKC or OBKC or something along those lines. Yeah. But yes, Kev, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah, but man, I've seen a lot of changes, man. You know, a lot of change for the good, a lot of change for the bad.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, still hanging in there.
We're still hanging in there. Still got to try to evolve. You know, got to evolve and change at the time.
Yep.
You're a little bitter.
Hey, look,
as far as the live is concerned.
What's that?
You're kind of curious?
I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I see some kennels in the back, and don't seem like you're gonna be able to kind of point your camera down. I'm nosy, man. What you got up in
there? That's I'm working on this new garage right here. I'm just putting it together. They're empty now. We just built a back building back behind the house, man. So it's coming along pretty nice. I have some dogs in here probably tomorrow or something, but yeah, I'm just getting them ready. Attach them to the wall and say.
Well done.
Trying to elevate a little bit.
Yes, man, Kev. Hey, man, we appreciate what you do first and foremost, man. Everyone that's viewing in tonight, like, man, really rallied around this whole Troy's this show, and man, that was so cool. The sharing of it and the people getting boosts together and things like that, like rallying. But it's because you're giving us the opportunity, man. So. First and foremost, man, thank you. And I personally want to know, what is the direction BRC is going? What's next? Like, what does 2024 hold for BRC?
We're just gonna kind of we got a show in Australia coming up in July. We got one in Canada coming up in July. We've been having some shows in Philippines with guy Ivan out there. So we got some more shows going out there next year. So we're just trying to keep expanding and just keep trying to elevate and do new things. Like we got the Hunger Games thing going on.
Read that.
Trying to just trying to do stuff to try to get people involved and wanting to show their dogs and shit like that. Because at this point, it's just like fun shows everywhere, and people just got just go with anything at them. You know what I'm saying? And it's giving not really the message that should be getting out there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it'll draw more people to the show ring and with the show dogs.
Hey, look, can you give us a little insight on the Hunger Games? Tell us how you came up with that name. Tell us what's going on with it.
Tell me what's going on with what? No,
he did. He's got that Walmart Wi-Fi.
Can you give us a little info, on the Hunger Games? How did you come up with that name? And can you give us like a brief detail on what's going on with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, Hunger Games is just I know there's a show called Hunger Games, so I just kind of looked it up at one point to see what it was, and I seen it was the map was kind of broken up into regions, So I just was like, well, let me try to put something like that together. So we got 5 regions, and it's like if you win a best male or female, you get 1 point. If you get a variety win, you get 2 points. If you get a best of winners, you get 3 points. Champion win 4 points, grand champion 5 points, best in show 10 points. So that's what you like. At the shows, that's what you get. If you get your points in a different region than you live in, then your points will double.
Oh, nice.
So it's just kind of like try to get people to travel and just kind of be involved. And then at the end of the year, each person each top from each region will get a recognition. The person with the best, most, whatever. I don't know, most points from each breed out of each region, we'll get a award, and then at the last show of the year there'll be like all together like a battle of all the point holders.
That's neat, man. Well thought of.
Yeah. Trying to do stuff.
No, I dig it. And again, just it goes back to you saying that you're trying to, for lack of better phrasing, keep things spicy.
Right, yeah, for sure. We also added to where like a grand champion ranking system. So, usually if you just hit grand champion, then you're just don't really got nothing else to do. So, it's gonna be like you get 10 grand champion wins, then you become a master grand champion. 10 more, you become a bronze master. 10 more,
and you stretching it all out.
Yeah. So all the way up to platinum, platinum grand champion kind of thing. So
that's important. Yeah. You got a lot of these people that once they reach that grand champion status, they're sitting there thinking like, which way do I go, George? Which way do I go?
Yeah.
So
that's right.
At that point, it's got to give them a way to go. Why retire that dog? They're still young.
People once they hit grand champion, then they're just like, their demeanor different. They're just like, that's all they do is just come into the show, because that's all they got to do is win the whole show, really. So they're like, they like change. You know what I'm saying? So it's some people change for the better, or some people just change and then they're just mad. They think that they should never lose because they're a grand champion, and then it's always some drama if they lose or something. So it's just like some I don't know. It's a blessing.
Hey, you know what? hey, look. If that's going to work out, I know it's going to work out. Don't think another registry is going to try to duplicate that, because it's going to happen.
They do everything I do, man. So I'm having that shit knockoffs because they was fucking with me first. But it's all good. I just let them do what they do and shit,
Let them play in their part of the playground. It's fine. All the kids are over here. It's good.
Right. They know. Everybody know where they seen this shit first,
Yeah, no, that's genius. Keep them interested. Keep them coming. Because like you said, like once you reach grand, it's like, what am I going for next? Best in breed, best in show. It's
right.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Sure.
The Hunger Game
Because when
ideas,
they're
too,
going,
is
when
just-
you're doing the age groups, you're winning. You got to wait to go in next. You're waiting to do all this shit, and then grand champion is just like you go in. If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Now what? You know. Yeah. No, I can see that because I mean, there's just there's I think is both AKC and UKC. They both have tiers, I want to say, and I think ICKC also does the same thing, where they have tiers of their grand champions on purpose for that exact reason. Because a lot of these dogs, like they're grand champions before they're 2 or 3 years old, and at that point, like they're still. I mean, these dogs are still evolving. They're not even done growing yet. So at this point, it's just like, why stop when you can sit there and just reach all these accolades? I mean, is dog ready to retire at 3? Who retires at 3?
Right.
Hey, well, all that Kev got going on, shit, they just die before they get through with the platinum, get to the platinum.
Huh?
Yeah, well, I think to get the platinum, they do like 70 wins or something like that. So it's a lot of wins to get to that platinum. But there will be some people that get to it though.
Oh shoot, that's good stuff, man.
Well, we also added the micro bully. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
that's a new
I
thing.
read that. I read that. There's some somebody in her earlier. Oh my God, was it Furman? Had said something about there being some really good-looking micros that they think are going to start to kind of change the game. I want to say it was Broom.
Yeah, it took us a minute, man. They've been wanting us to add them for quite a while, and we just weren't quite sure about it and weren't quite sure what to do with them and this and that. But then some really nice ones start coming out that really changed our minds about it and kind of set the motion forward on it. You know, some people agree with it, some people don't. We did put them separately though, so we don't have them as an American Bully variety. You know, they're separately from the American Bullies, but it's supposed to be a micro American Bully. You know what I'm saying? But we're just keeping them separate at this point.
Yeah.
I do have a question from Miss Candy. She wants to know if you've got plans for Mr. Fuji this year.
Oh yeah, we just had a nice litter of 8, man. So we're looking to see how those come out and shit. If anybody want to use them, man, just hit me up. We just finally got some ABKC papers for him, so I'm gonna try to send them out in that direction and see what he can do out there, just to see. And that's my plans right there. But yeah, he's definitely open right now. If anybody wants to use them, just hit me up.
All right, everybody heard him. So Raul just actually popped in, and he actually popped in with a question. If I can scroll back up to it, he says, "What's your take on furless and fluffies
Furless and fluffies
of the American Bully?"
Oh.
I'm assuming of the American Bully because I mean,
American Bully.
I've seen them both on Frenchie as well, which is still. We're talking about American Bullies right now.
We definitely won't be dealing with American Bullies that are bald or hairy. French Bulldogs, we do have fluffies for that, but we also keep those separate from the regular French Bulldogs. So they show as their own breed fluffies as well. There's been some really nice ones that have come out. They used to all really look like shit, but there's been some really nice ones that have been coming out, and it's actually 1 or 2 that are like a champion with us, man. So yeah, so that's
Gotcha.
But yeah, but the bullies, yeah.
Furless, none of the
furless bullies. Somebody got some furless bullies that the Swagger line guy, but I'm not fucking with that.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't do it. It's bad.
No, that's too much.
I'm not saying I get creeped out by Sphinx cats. You know, the breed of cat that has they're the Oriental breed of cat that has no fur. Like, I'm not saying they freak me out, but I'm not saying I'd ever own one.
Right.
I can't. I can't. It's just too much. It's just too much. But yeah, I don't know if it's real or if it's AI, but I remember seeing a picture recently within the last 48 hours, I want to say, of someone saying that they had furless hairless bullies, and I just was like, please say this is fake.
Right, I saw one that had hairless XLs. I saw.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
why?
so. You and I might have actually seen the
That's the
same
one you
post.
saw?
I'm like,
Yeah, it was hairless XL. I was like, what? How do they just all of a sudden have, and they all look good though? You know, they were they're like good. They were a good
I mean,
breed type.
put
You know,
some
so I
fur
was
on
like,
that
how's that
motherfucker, and he would look great.
Oh. Hey,
Oh
Chris in the
no.
comments put hairless bullies remind me of worms with legs.
Yeah.
Oh my
If there is
gosh.
hairless bullies, I guarantee you they're probably not going to look like very good nice bullies.
No, they look like something else invariably inappropriate, but that's okay.
Yeah, I just
We're
don't
just
see
gonna
the
ignore
point.
that.
Like, why ruin the breed like that? I don't understand. Like, what's the lifespan? What's the health risk they're taking? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's got to be mixing in those hairless. I think it's a Mexican hairless dog or something
Yeah.
that looks similar to a bully.
Yeah.
That's probably what mixed in there.
I mean, there's
there's
several different types of breeds that have issues,
Yeah.
like genetic issues, conditions where they ultimately come out either hairless by accident. You know, you're mixing wrong genes with wrong genes, but at the same time, I mean, what else comes out in the wash with that? And it's like, no, I'd rather not. So it's gonna be a no for me, dog. It's gonna be a no for me.
Yeah, Raul put it perfect. It's all about the money.
It is.
It's the
Right.
next fad. It's gonna come and go. People that jump on it, hey, that's your money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't agree.
They're supplying the
with breeds like
demand.
that at all.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to push envelopes with popular breeds. I mean, hell, the French Bulldog is one of the, I guess, the most popular examples of that. I mean, in all reality, I remember back in 2007, and I saw a French Bulldog for the first time. I was 23. And I remember seeing a French Bulldog for the first time in my life, which, because they were more rare. They were, they were harder to come by. And I saw it in California at Venice Beach. And I just remember seeing it, and I'd grown up on Westminster, so I had dog reference books, so I knew the breed standard anyways, just because I'm a nerd. So I walk up to this guy, and I look at his Frenchie, and I'm like, oh wow, that is beautiful. This is breed standard. He's like, the judges seem to think so. I'm kind of thinking like, okay, you're a French Bulldog owner, all right. Now fast forward to after like a decade. After that point, the breed becomes incredibly popular because it's also become more accessible, and the accessibility becomes the problem because now people are trying to push the envelope to make it more exciting. And so now you've got these people trying to get these fun, additions, and unfortunately they're adulterating the breed to do so.
We just lost Kev.
We lost Kev. All right, Kev, hop back out and hop back in, and then it should prompt me to let you back in.
Hey, you know what? French has been around a long time, believe it or not. And
100, yeah.
The first
over 100
breeder,
years, easily.
Years ago, the first breed, and I think they developed that breed in Louisiana. I'm serious. From some
Which breed?
French.
We're
Yeah,
still talking
Frenchies.
about French Bulldogs.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking somebody way back then. Frenchie started in Louisiana. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, that's been years ago. And
yeah, Frenchies aren't French rolls. Yeah.
French quarters.
French.
Yeah,
French quarters.
How long?
That makes sense.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't know they came from Louisiana, but that would actually make perfect sense for them to advertise them as French Bulldogs. They're from Louisiana.
Hey Kev, I gotta ask this: Why does BRC? Why did they separate XLs? Why is that its own?
Good question.
Away from American Bully.
Because if you look at an XL bully, and then you put it next to a pocket bully, how big of a difference is that?
A what?
If you put an XL bully next to a pocket bully,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Does it even look like it's the same thing?
It should.
I mean, something's got to be in
following
there.
The
More than
standard,
likely,
it should.
more than likely, something else is in there that makes the dog big. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So,
that was
so we
inevitable. I mean,
basically, you know, we just feel if it's together, then that means, okay, breed a XL to a pocket, it's all good or whatever, and just do whatever. But we just kind of kept it separate just for that fact, just because a pocket American Bully and an XL American Bully is so different, and to sit and try to judge them on the same exact plane isn't, you know, it just makes more sense to us to separate them.
It's an unrealistic expectation, as it were.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
It really does.
I mean, when you think about it, you know, no one should ever suffer the illusion that the American Bully is literally purely based on just a pit bull Amstaff hybrid. It's not. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Genetics don't work that way. But when you think about it, 3 different types of bulldogs, if not more, could easily have been used to create the height differences. But unfortunately, those 3 different types, the English, Old English, and American bulldogs, are also invariably different. And they also have different breeds that you were used to make them.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're using different bulldogs to make different dogs, then they're going to be different dogs. It's really no way to train.
Yeah, here it comes.
Hey, look, you
I
know
love you,
what I
Chris. I'm
noticed too?
sorry.
Hey, it's all good, but you know what I noticed too? Raul got one in his backyard also. Did you notice that when we was over there, Caleb?
What's that?
Raul, it's a train that come by Raul. That train out there in the back of his house. Man, you ain't see that train?
Is it just the one train?
All I got is one train.
One train, you're 2 trains. Figured I'd ask.
Oh. Oh man.
But in all reality, do you feel, Kev, that for now, you've got the XL as an entirely separate breed, not even just class, but technically breed, because eventually, like in the show ring, an XL is going to go against basically best of breed for American Bully, both pockets and standards and classics, right?
Right. Yeah, it shows as its own breed.
Right.
Shows as its
So
own breed.
do you feel like it is a reasonable expectation? It is an achievable goal to eventually get the XL back into the fold into being the same breed as the standard pocket and classics. Do you think that would be a goal, or are you pretty set that this is just the way that it's going to be?
I mean, well, I'm not you mean, are we going to mix it back with the American Bullies, or should the American XL start looking more like an American Bullies? What's the question?
Latter, in the sense where, because I know that there's a lot of the talk nowadays has been starting to veer more towards, like, instead of trying to just make your dogs bigger as far as XLs are concerned, but mainly to breed them back towards the breed standard, the original breed standard, which basically states it's the standard but taller. Verbatim, like literally that's verbatim, the standard but taller. So now, do you feel that is an achievable goal? And if it is, do you see in the not necessarily near future, but hopefully, you know, sooner rather than later, do you feel like the XL will eventually in the BRC be basically merged into the American Bully breed as a whole, along with the standards, classics, and pockets?
Well, we'll probably just end up keeping them separate at this point. You know, I don't see no. I mean, no. Yeah, we'll probably just end up keeping it separate. I mean, if the XL breeders take it to the direction that all the XLs come in looking like the American Bully, you know, then maybe at some point at that point. But at this point, the XLs ain't looking like an American Bully, really.
Yeah.
You know, some of them do, but you know, some of them don't.
Kev, I like that answer because it should be the goal, but I just think it's not consistent enough to actually merge them back, like what you're talking about.
Right. I mean, and this also gives you know, the XL a chance that it's always going to be in the best in show lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not often that an XL is picked over a standard or a
Yeah.
pocket, you know, in shows where they are together.
Absolutely.
And so I think it just kind of, as far as the show person, you know, it gives you them XLs a little bit more of a reason to, you know, get involved.
Come out.
You know, a lot of people, XL people used to be like, oh, wait, no, we're never.
Yeah, I'm never going to be
Yeah.
the standard, so why even show up? Because I mean, inevitably you're going to be going up for best of breed against a standard or pocket, and they're always going to win every single time because that's just what history has taught us. So yeah, no, I can definitely understand where, you know, it is more beneficial, especially for XL breeders to keep the XL separate because it gives them an opportunity to end up in best in show.
Right.
So,
Hey,
and maybe
that's
a
more
thing for
lucrative.
the I'm not an XL breeder, but maybe the thing for the XL breed is to take a big XL bitch to a nice extreme male, standard male. You know what I'm saying? And try to get that tight back into that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the XLs look like tall classics, you know, and they look slim. You know, it ain't too many that are bulky like they're saying they want them to look. But I really think that's probably one of the great ways that you're going to get it is to try to, you know, breed to a nice extreme standard or something, and just kind of see what's going on, you know.
Kayla knows about that.
But I'm not I'm not an XL breeder. But I'm
Absolutely.
just thinking that might be something that they should maybe want to do to add that, you know, mass and that breed type back to the breed, you know.
Understood.
Absolutely.
Understood. Well, when as we're talking about that more classic look, especially when it comes to XLs, our friend Adam is actually asking like what your thoughts are on XLs that happen to like look like classics, more of that classic build, that leaner muscle with less bone.
Well, I mean, there's some that are really nice that are like that too. But I mean, I think that what the XL is trying to get is more substance, you know. But I mean, our judges are only going to be able to judge what shows up and comes into the ring. You know what I'm saying? So it might, you know, you got to pick up what's the best that's up there that day. But you know, most of the, you know, I think it's more desirable to get a big beast of a dog, you know, not than you know, like a greyhound looking dog, you know.
I brought my boxer. What do you mean he has no breed type? It's so mean. I don't understand.
Yes, Kev, BRC, best of show lineup. What all breeds can line up in that? What all breeds do y'all allow to show?
Well, it's XL Bully, American Bully, Exotic Bully, Frenchies, Fluffies, English Bulldog, Shorty Bull, Oldie English Bulldogs, APBTs are what mainly have come. We also take Bull Mastiffs. We also take Boston Terriers, Bull Terriers. We just added the Mini Bull and also Cane Corsos. We're trying to get into the ring as well now.
I do like a Corso. I do.
So
like
the goal is really to try to make a separate thing for the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like the big dogs, and do like some weight pull and that type of shit, like separately from the bully shows. But I ain't really had nobody that's been that into that side of it that I can really work with, because I tried to get some weight pull stuff going, but it didn't work. But I'm not in that crowd, you know. So I need people that are involved in that to kind of take the lead with that for us and do that. But that is a goal, to try to do something separately for the big dogs, you know, because it's not all, you know, I've had shows where there've been weight pulls and it's just been like some of the dogs are like in these welded cages, just lunging at everything that's coming by, and it's not the same type of, you know, vibe as, you know, you might want to do something separately, you know, for those people that like that kind of, you know, some people like aggressive ass dogs.
Don't bring no hot dogs to these shows, man. I'm telling you, that is one thing.
Shows, it ain't really, you know,
don't bring them. Don't breed them.
There are shows that are for that, you know.
Oh, God, I hope not. Not with our breed. Our breed can't afford that right now. Ask the UK.
Well, they have, like, you know, Cane Corsos, Pressos, all that type of big dogs that they're just a little
high strung.
Not as friendly as, you know, bullies are. You know?
Yeah.
They've got a little bit more of a game drive.
Yeah. I think we had one of my first shows. I had a weight pull ad. It was in Topeka, Kansas, a long time ago.
Oh, God bless you, Topeka.
One of the dogs, fucking guy bit his whole leg, and one leg over his leg, and his own dog. You know, it's like geez.
Okay, this is my shocked face. Topeka?
Yeah. Yeah, we can show us in Topeka. We were just there this past year.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Yeah, Topeka's, yeah, oh bless. So Raul made a good point, and this is something that I'm kind of firmly on this exact same page as he is. As far as your guys' XLs go in the BRC, do you have a height limit for your XLs? Like, is there just like there are with the the pocket, the standard, even obviously in this case now the micro, like there's a height back, thou shalt not pass.
Yeah.
Is there
No,
a thou
there's
shalt
not
not pass height on the XL in the BRC?
Yeah, we don't have a height limit. If we do expand with our XLs, then we will make it to where it's like, 21 to 24 is a standard, and then like anything bigger is like I don't know, double XL or
There
some
you
shit
go.
like
Okay,
that. But
gotcha.
at this point,
Yeah, for me,
enough of them
don't.
At this point, enough of them don't really come out to do something like that.
Yeah.
But, if it ever grows, then that's probably the direction we go to, like separate it into two different. Because the real big ones, they're a lot more massive looking than the smaller ones. So it's a different look and kind of
Rhinoceros.
type.
Just make sure you keep the doors open.
Yeah.
Both doors. Both doors. They need both doors. Don't just open one door. They need both. I'm saying, big ass dog. Dang. He's over here trying to bring like thread or arc through the doors. I'm like, no, open them both. Just open them both. Don't bother with the one. That's not good enough. It never will be.
Right.
Right in there like chariots of the gods.
How many shows do y'all have already booked for 2024? If that's weird to say. 2024.
2024 is probably about maybe like 15 books so far.
Yeah.
We got some new ones. We got some new areas we're going to be in this year, so we've been working with some new show hosts. So we're pretty excited about this year, trying to get into some new areas we ain't been in before.
Nice.
You said working with some new show hosts. So how do you become a show host, a judge, or a rep for BRC?
Well, show host, you just gotta talk to me and just hit me up, and we'll kind of go over where you want to do it, and if you've done it before and what it's gonna take, type shit, and then same with the rep. I mean, you just kind of got to apprentice for that a couple times, and if you want to judge with us, it's some testing you got to do, and then once you take them tests, then you can apprentice after that, and then move forward.
Nice.
Yeah. So currently, like I remember, I think you guys have a show is that Illinois coming up here as well?
Yeah. Players Ball I got coming up on the February 3rd by Chicago area. That should be it's usually a pretty nice show.
And in Colorado, I think Colorado as well, according to.
Yeah, we got one in Waycross, Georgia, January 20th. So 2 weeks after Troy. And then that one, and then we got the Players Ball weekend after that. We got North Carolina, and then Ohio Bully Showcase is the 17th with the pose. And that's what we got so far for January and February, anyways. But everything is on the website is current up until next July, as far as the show.
So July 2025.
Everything on there is current, right at this point.
So goal-wise, what states are you like, man, I got to make this happen. I got to find a way to make this happen. Like, which states are you like this is goal?
Well, definitely just basically up in the higher East Coast area, because we've never really been up there, New York area up there. That's what the April 13th, we're supposed to be in Delaware with the Bullcella this year. They're making a BRC, so we're pretty excited about that. We need to get more, I've never been to Arizona or New Mexico. Maybe you'd like to go there. We have a different show host, Zach, that was talking about maybe doing something in Hawaii or something like that, Trying to do just I don't know.
Taking Taking it halfway across the ocean. How nice.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of states, but I haven't really done nothing up in the East Coast area, really.
Next show's in Nome, Alaska. How nice. It's paired with the Iditarod. It's going to be great. Yeah. I hope your dog's can pull weight. It's going to be a whole different type of weight pull, just really freaking cold. Do you have any shows in Arkansas or anything?
At this point, no, nothing going on in Arkansas.
You might need to change that. But I think I honestly think you'd have a really good following in Arkansas. We've got a lot of really good dogs up there.
Very interested parties asking that.
And a very interested party who really wants to host shows.
Well, let me know if somebody wants to do one, man. I think we tried to do one in Arkansas a few years ago, but nobody really came to it. So if somebody from there, does it, it might be a little bit different.
I was about to say that's what happened with Alabama, and you brought it back.
There you go, Michael. Yeah. There you go, man.
I'm just saying. It's possible. Everything's possible, but I'm telling you, like Michael Higginson is the guy. He's that guy. So he'll probably be reaching out to you after the show to kind of see about bringing the BRC to Arkansas. Because again, there's some nice dogs up there, and you'd capture a lot of the Missouri and Iowa. Like you'd catch a lot of those.
Definitely, yeah.
Kev, like right after the show. So if he wanted to get,
it's not already. You might already have a message waiting for you.
Okay. How would? Yeah, most definitely, man.
He's proactive. He's proactive. That's just who he is.
He's typing something up now.
Oh yeah, it's on the way. It is on the way.
He's hungry. And hey, if him or someone else that was interested in hosting a show or being a representative or being a judge, what's the best method to get a hold of you? Is it through social media? Do you have like through your website?
Just on my Facebook page, Kev Green. That's where I'm at the most. Okay. I'm older, so I'm not in too many on all that other social media yet. But I think I got like 150 followers.
I don't even TikTok. What is that? I don't know.
So yeah, just basically I'm right here, man. Is probably the best way to get a hold of me.
That's how I did. He's responsive. I'm telling you, he responded to me within less than
definitely responsive,
minutes.
Man. Definitely responsive.
Very responsive. So yeah, definitely hit him up if you're looking for hosting opportunities to get the BRC represented in your state, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like that show last year in Texas, Kev. It looked like that hit pretty well, man. Was that y'all's first time in Texas?
Yeah. We're definitely working on getting back down there in Texas.
Where was that show, by the way?
I was in Mesquite.
Dang!
By Dallas, kind of by Dallas, yeah.
There's like
actually, Caesar from Respect to Breed actually just recently hit me up about doing one in Austin. So hopefully he does that. That'll be pretty good for us.
Yeah, I mean Austin's it's close enough between the epicenters like between Houston and Dallas, Fort Worth, and in San Antonio that I think that would be a really, really hot spot to be able to get something going. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Texas is a big state. You could drive all day and still be in Texas.
For sure.
I mean, all of a sudden you're you're in El Paso, but like you drove 2 days to get to El Paso, and all of a sudden El Paso ends, and you're in another freaking state. It's like I don't know what happened here. What happened?
Man.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Texas is interesting for sure.
Yeah.
So, other than obviously trying to reach out to different states and trying to kind of create new innovative ways to keep people engaged, even past reaching that grand champion title.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you kind of have planned in store for the BRC?
Just basically just trying to keep expanding. Like I said earlier, just trying to hit some new areas, work with some new people. Up until now, I've been kind of iffy about working with people and kind of just doing shows on my own and turning people down
and stuff. Yeah.
But now, I'm opening up to working with some more people now this year, and not being, I can't do it all. We can't do it all. Me and Anthony go a lot. Me and Kevin do a lot, and it's been a lot of years going every couple weekends, every couple times a month. I've been doing this ever since 2012, and nonstop. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Can't stop, won't stop.
Road
can't stop.
dogs.
Lord.
No, that honestly, that says a lot about, your temperament and your passion for the breed and whatnot. Like, I think that says more about you than you're aware of.
Yeah, because it's like, you can't take a break. In this bully world, you can't take a break. If you take a break, somebody's gonna come and do what you was doing, and they'll forget. There's so many new people coming in every day that you're gonna get lost. So you can't take a break.
Good words of advice.
That's why I did so many things. I've been a part of so many things, but I ain't never stopped though. You know what I'm saying? If something didn't work, I moved on to the next thing. But you don't ever stop.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
Great advice for anyone in any area of the bully world, wherever you are. Don't stop, because you will become out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, and pretty soon you'll be one of them old breeders that's coming back and don't like how everything is, and then just start making fun of everything. And you just look like old and bitter. You know what I'm saying?
These whippersnappers ruined my breed.
Right. I mean, it's like, if you work at a place, you could be the boss of the place. You're gonna come back. You're gonna leave, and you're gonna come back to that place in 6 years, and nobody's gonna know who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one or two people, Mike.
Left y'all to your own
But
devices. What
the same thing.
happened?
It's the same thing. It's all gonna be all new people, and then nobody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
So the question that we typically ask, and it's a very important question, is especially considering you just mentioned people coming into the game recently.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give somebody that's literally, they're like, Kev, I really like the American Bully. I really want to get one. I want to market. I want to show. I want to breed.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? Like, what advice would you give a newcomer?
What you should do is you should start with the best quality that you can get, and don't try to create quality. Start with quality, because if you're trying to create quality out of just whatever scraps that you can find, or whatever, who's gonna ever just co-own you, whatever dogs you can get, you're just gonna create a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And set yourself back. You might get something nice. Then you got to wait another year and a half to breed that. Then you might get something nice. Then you got to wait another year and a half to breed that. You know what I'm saying? And then you might get something nice. And then how many puppies is that just out there, just bullshit puppies, because you're trying to get something nice? You can just start.
They don't know if they can pet home because they're new.
Right, yeah. Pet home. If you got a bunch, if you're doing that, have a litter, sell all your whole litter, and get yourself a nice ass dog, and start with that. You know what I'm saying? Start with a nice female. Basically, it's probably gonna be better than a nice male. Because a nice female, you can choose your stuff.
Yes.
But if you got a nice male, then it just got to either be nice or not, and people are gonna either want to use it or not. But a female is gonna be your female's got to be nice, because your female is gonna. I don't care what nobody says. Out of all my litters that I've ever had, 80% of them fucking things look like the female. And I don't care what nobody says about it being 50-50.
You can sit there and try and dispute it as much as you want, but they
all look like your fucking mom. And that's so you gotta start with a nice mom. Otherwise, that's what it is. You're not gonna. I don't care who the stud is. You're not gonna put it to some crazy bitch and get something better than what the stud is. That's just crazy to think.
At least, get the female first, and at that point, anything that gets added to your yard is your prerogative. So at that point, it's your effing fault if you choose the best.
Right, and
or
some
a
people,
bad
they
female,
can only
bad
work
foundation
with what they
female.
get.
So that's all on you.
Some people start and they can only work with what they got, but like I said, do what you gotta do, sell your whole litter, and then get yourself something nice. Don't sit and try to raise the puppies and make just imagine everything's nice and just try to co-own all these puppies that are shit out to everybody and turn everybody into breeders that has them because they couldn't afford the puppy, and then it's just a bunch of shit out there for nothing, because you wanted to start and be cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So start with
there's no nice way to say, and I know that like most people are like, oh, don't call it a game, don't call it an industry or whatever the case may be. But it's like, no, I'm sorry, but you got to spend money to make money. I mean, these, good dogs aren't always cheap. I mean, sometimes you can get deals on them if it's a show home or if you know the breeder or whatnot. But if you're just starting out, you've got to be willing to spend good money to get a good dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are lucky and they know people that puts nice dogs in their hands. It's just everybody's different.
Yeah.
But the main thing is to start with quality. People don't try to create quality out of non-quality.
Yeah, that's one of the realest things that people have said when we're asking for advice, because people like they breed with their hearts instead of their head.
Yeah.
Like, I love this dog. You're trying to create quality off this dog because you have ties to it.
Right.
Just make that a pet. You can love it every day.
Right.
Don't breed it.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, a lot of people are like that with their dogs too, and like the dogs they show. They put all this time and effort into a dog that it ain't never gonna do nothing. But you can tell that they just put hours and hours and hours into this dog because it's showing fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? But it's totally not what you're looking for. So it's like you gotta have an eye for what you're looking at besides just that you love it. Like you said, man. That's the point that you made, because that's why a lot of people are like that, because they love their dog and then they. Oh, the judge didn't think that my dog was best blue, but he's best winner at our house type shit. That's that shit that they post and they act like the judge is fucked up for not picking the dog. They love the dog and everybody thinks their dog's perfect. Everybody thinks their dog's perfect.
Oh yeah. Well, see, and I say this all the time. It's like, I love my dog. My XL specifically, like, I love him, but he's not going to win in every show ring. He's just not. I go and I continue to show him because it's a bonding experience for me. I've got the bug, so I love it. I love showing. But at the same time, it's just like, he also, because of his bloodline, he's not done yet. He's only 3.5 years old and he's getting bigger every freaking day. I swear to God.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I do feel like I showed him too soon. There
could be.
was a lot, like, I'm doing better with him past the age of 3 than I ever did with him prior to that point.
Yes.
And so you've also got to know your blood. You've got to know when you've got to know that there's probably, if you come out too soon with specific bloodlines, if you come out a little too soon, you're probably going to
definitely noticed that
in those shows, and you're going to get a lot of judges telling you, oh, I wish they were more mature, or oh, I wish they kind of had more mass. I'm like, okay, well, he's only a year old, he's only 2 years old, or whatever the case may be at that point, and you're like, well, he ain't done yet, she ain't done yet, whatever the case may be. So you've also got to know, you've got to do enough research on your bloodline to know how long that's going to take. Some bloodlines, like within 6 months, they're already like stupid big. And there's others where they don't start popping until they're like 1.5 to 2 years old. And so at that point, you've got to be willing to kind of take those losses in the show ring until that point, if you're willing to even hop in the ring to begin with.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. I noticed that too with some people that, like 6 months ago, I was just like looking at their dog in the show ring, like what the fuck? And then, now I see it recently and it's like, oh shit, it turned out nice. It's coming along nice. Some time.
Yeah.
So you guys got to give it some time. You can't just throw every dog in the ring in 6 months. Not all of them are going to look good at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are people that would see my dog, any one of my dogs, and they'd see it a year later and like, so who's your new dog? I'm like, the same dog. It's just older.
Who's your new dog?
Yeah. Oh, what's that? I'm like, it's Adonis. What do you mean? He doesn't look at me. I see him every day, so I don't really notice a difference until people like, they give me this funny look, like, oh my God, I don't notice the difference.
Yeah. Hey, Kev, real quick. Hey, what age do you actually classify the dogs? Like, from the standard to the actual class? Like the Pocket, XL, Classic and Standard.
Well, like the XL, the Classic, starts at 9 months.
9 months.
Pocket, it still starts at 12 months. But some of them are 9 months. Yeah, like that, because an XL, you're going to pretty much know by 9 months what it is. And same with the, the Classic. Yeah. Same with the Classic.
Okay.
So we started them there. So some are 9 months, some are 12 months. Mini Bull we're starting at, or the Micro Bull we're going to start at 9 months too. So it's not in the American Bully standard class for that long.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. All right.
I'm looking at. I'm trying to scroll through, see if anybody had any questions. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah. All right, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, while we're looking for questions too, man, show Kev some love for what he does in the bully community, for bringing the show back to Alabama, for bringing the shows all across the United States. Man, give him some heart. Share the live. Go to the events. Talk about them.
Definitely
man,
go to
the
events.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Once again, man, I appreciate everybody, man, for pulling through for Alabama to make it happen, man. We do appreciate it. All the support from down there, man. So appreciate it.
No, we definitely wanted y'all here. We wanted y'all here, and it was just one of those things where if it boiled down to just sharing it, I mean, the least we could do at that point. So at that point, I'm just like, I'm bombarding people. I'm annoying people. They're just like, why is she showing the same thing that she just shared this like a half an hour ago? I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Appreciate everybody in the comments too, man.
Yeah. Yep. Next weekend, Troy, Alabama. No, this weekend. I'm sorry. This weekend.
Yeah.
Troy, Alabama, Friday and Saturday.
Troy, Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah. And then June 20th is Waycross, Georgia, man, for anybody else down that way.
You said January 20th?
Yeah, January 20th, yeah.
Gotcha. Trying to remember whereabouts in Georgia is Waycross? Is that southern Georgia?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's either by Atlanta
I
or
honestly don't remember whereabouts it is, but I do know it's like
it's hardly no stores.
It's definitely more than 5. There's nothing out there.
Nope, not much.
There's some people in a building. We know there's a building. There's a building there. We know it.
Oh shoot.
There may be some people, but we don't know. We're bringing them all in.
Right. That's what's up, man. We'd most definitely appreciate it.
So Mr. Broom, he's in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Are you guys having a show out there on 420?
I don't know. Shit, I know Kevin was talking about it, but then he wasn't sure about the venue or something. So I don't know. That's pending. I guess we'll have to say that one's pending. But there definitely is a show in Buffalo, New York on 420, and there's also one in Minnesota on 420. But if there ends up being a Colorado one, though, I'll definitely be out there at that one.
That would be appropriate.
Unless Kevin's announced it and I just haven't seen it yet, I'm not sure. But I know we were talking to a place, but then it wasn't working out with the place or something. But maybe it did. I'm not sure.
Wrong part of Colorado. That's what it boils down to. Wrong part of Colorado. There's some good dogs in Colorado. It's one of those things where I feel like they get a little less traffic just because it's.
Right.
It's that weird
and also like
between
with the
West
Alabama
Coast
show, saying that we needed so many booths and that's because we're all just from the Midwest. It just takes us a lot to come down that way and to bring a show down there, and we only got like a week ago it was only one booth locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's like it costs a lot just to get down there, let alone have a fucking show.
Trust me, if anybody knows the distance between the Midwest and down here, I know it's rough. It ain't fun.
That's what's up. So genetic testing, is somebody asking?
Raul was asking, at any point, do you think BRC is actually going to make that a requirement for registration?
That's something we put a little more into. I have to figure out how to do all that, getting involved with that DNA testing type thing. I'm not sure about that. At one point, Rand from Bullypedia had talked to me about it, doing it through them, but we didn't talk further on it. But maybe at some point. But this point, no.
Currently, no. Okay, gotcha. 10-4. Our friend Michael in Arkansas, the one who's probably already messaged you already. Love him so much. They're so funny. He was asking, what advice do you have for someone building a kennel? I don't know if he means in a physical sense or in an overall sense, including the dogs or just the structure. What do you got? What do you got, Michael? I'm wondering if there's any more detail to that question, because I know if I'm asking you breeding a kennel, I'm talking about bloodline. He might be asking about the actual physical setup, because he's got something really cool going on right now.
Oh.
Structure. Okay, so physical structure. So that I was right. he's talking about like kennel, actually building a physical kennel.
Oh,
not
I don't know. Everybody's different. Like I just built, this is like 10 by this is like 12 by 14 by 22 or something like that. This is like a back garage. Like, but I mean, I don't know. Just basically, I don't know. Buy strong shit. I mean, I don't know. Just make sure your dogs can't escape. Make sure your dogs got some room to move around and shit. I wouldn't keep them too much in drop crates, because I've just noticed, and I've put my own theory together, that a lot of these dogs are so stiff in the legs and got stiff stifles and high rears because they're sitting on their ass all day in a fucking drop crate during development stages. You know what I'm saying? And if some of them dogs, you know, some dogs will sit on their ass with their legs straight, you know, like that in front of them. And if they sitting on their ass like that all through their developmental stage, then and they're not walking around and using their legs and bending them, then that's what's happening to their legs. And I think that it has a lot to do with that rather than genetics. To be honest with you.
Environmental is very important.
Environmental, yes, that's
from watching some of my own, because I ain't gonna lie, I have some drop crates in the house, and that's why I'm moving some dogs out here, is because I've noticed that with dogs developing in front of me. You know what I'm saying? By them not being able to. Now I've been putting my puppies in shifted like this where they can run around and exercise their legs and stuff, because I had some previous puppies that they turned out kind of stiffy, and I'm wondering, you know, if that was the reason why. And I had a dog that ended up with a roach back, and he used to like back up to the cage when he was little, and his back would bend, and that's how it ended up being.
Yeah.
So you know, so I don't. And so definitely keep your dogs and let them move around. Like the drop crates aren't supposed to be something permanent that your dog lives in, just because you can clean the poop out easy, you know, from the bottom.
Right. It's
your
super
dogs got to walk around
when you're crate training. Beyond that measure, like.
Right. And if you're not using your legs for a month, and then you got to use your legs, someone expects you to start running. You know, it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna work. You're gonna be stiff. You're gonna be all, you know, it ain't gonna work.
Definitely. So, with that being said, so say you notice that one of your pups is got some weak pasterns. How do you combat that?
Well, anything with weak pasterns, my wife just uses raise the bowl, and
Uh-oh. I think we're losing you, Kev, as far as sound.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we can hear you. For a second there, it sounded like you know.
About to switch around.
Okay, so raise the bowls up so they kind of got to be on their tiptoes in the front, and then give them sure grow, and also make sure that they're not eating too much protein, because also we noticed with some pups, we switched them onto raw a little too sooner, and they kind of got real funny in the front legs, and I think it was because they weren't getting the same nutrient from the puppy food and everything, so then we had to put them back on the puppy kibble and raise their bowls up, and then it fixed them. But too much protein as a puppy is not good either, you know, so you kind of got to watch out for that.
Well, and we've got, like, with our breeding specific, bullies they just grow so rapidly, just ungodly rapidly. And so at that point, I mean, it's physics. Like they try to kind of go easty westy, and their pasterns start to drop a little bit to compensate for that rapid growth of, that rapid weight addition. So, there's all kinds of things that you can do to try to combat that. But, if you don't, the likelihood of it staying that way.
Yeah, for sure. And then also, when you got puppies, don't just throw them in a pool. Put them. Make sure that you got like some carpet. Carpet. Menards or Home Depot sells 2x2 carpet squares for $2, or they're 4 whatever size they are. Use that because if the puppies are slipping and they can't get enough grip on their back legs.
You're gonna have these swimmers anyways.
That also makes them like cowhide and shit like that. If they're too heavy and then they can't get any grip on their back legs. So a lot of stuff is environmental.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of there's so many people that are just so quick to be like, oh no, this dog is easty westy, or they're weak pasterns, or there's straight stifle, and there's just so many things that you're just like, wait a minute, this dog is not even a year old yet. I'm gonna need you to just kind of calm down for a second and let me handle it, because in less than a year, if you have acknowledged that that's an environmental thing, and you've changed the environment, you've changed the diet, you've changed the the routine, you can fix a lot of those things. Now, are some of those things genetic? And you're no fixing that. Absolutely, sure. But you can't always resign yourself to immediately just assume that that's what it is. Our breed it's not realistic. Our breed just grows too goddamn fast for you to assume that all that stuff's permanent right off the bat. Can't be.
Yes. And these puppies.
Right, and also don't put too much weight on your puppies.
Thank you.
Too much weight on them puppies makes them,
east, west, weak pasturing.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I know people that literally I've heard them say it verbatim. They're just like, I'm trying to feed them more because I've got a photo shoot for them in a week. I'm trying to add some weight to them. I'm like, they're only 8 weeks old. Like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, well, I need them to look bigger in their pictures. I'm like, you know what? We're done. At that point, I can't talk to you anymore. You are beyond. That is, oh man, you're so wrong for that. Don't add weight to puppies. They should. God.
Right.
Completely agree with that. It happens all the time, especially in the XL world.
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, it's pretty bad in the XL because, I mean, again, considering the breeds that we're used to make them, they're going to be a little lanky. They're just going to be a little leggy. There's just nothing for it. And so in order to compensate for that, people try to add extra weight to them to make them look thicker than they are. I'm like, stop doing that. Like, that's not healthy for them. You're going to end up with rickets.
Right.
These dogs can't even stand, so you're messing up their joints. I mean, they haven't even fully developed at that point. So now you're just begging for trouble when they're getting older. Like they're going to end up with their legs falling out from underneath them when they're 5. I'm like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Yeah, exactly. Adam was like, keep them light until the bone plate's filled. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Caleb, you was down there at that Mississippi show, right? That's your dog Techno, right?
It's Genesis. He's 3 times Techno. He's Techno grandson.
Oh, that's his name, Genesis, the one
Genesis.
that you've been bringing to the show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a real nice XL, man.
Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, he will. Sure. He'll be there Friday night. He's got some kids coming out too.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he does. Yeah. Very exciting.
Some very, very nice kids coming out.
Cool.
Do you so far in your tenure with the BRC, do you have a favorite XL that you've seen come into the ring? This isn't a trick question. You don't have to answer, Caleb. You don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
No, I can't say about what dogs I like and shit.
Wait a minute.
I say what dogs I like. People are like, oh, that you can't. They'll bring this dog there because that's what he paid. I can't say that. But there's been some nice ones. There's been some real nice ones that I've seen.
Yeah, you just don't feel like naming them. I hear you.
Yeah, no, I can't. People
No, understand.
No,
I
hey, see for
completely
yourself.
understand
favorites and shit like that.
the
I can't do
politics
that.
that come behind it and everything
Yeah.
you say, man.
Hey,
Well played,
listen,
seriously.
I hear you. I hear you. Like, I mean, it's, I can understand having like, some people are just like, oh, don't ask me to name one. I can maybe name like 5 or 6. And then even then they're like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. And that's, but asking you for one, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Does anybody have any other questions or anything like that? Or I'm just like scrolling the comments to see what I got. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Broom. I'm sorry. In his position, he can't comment. You're right. I know.
Yeah, but no, hey Kev, man, thank you for being real tonight, man. Seriously, thank you for the answers that you answered, and the way you answered them. And man, just always being true to yourself. Like BRC is so consistent with you and Anthony at the top, and it's a true joy to go to your shows, man. And keep coming to Troy. We're gonna keep spreading the word. And man, there's a lot of dogs down here. There's gonna be a good outpour of support Friday and Saturday. I truly believe. So we're gonna keep putting it out there, and man, y'all keep coming. So thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. And once again, thank you guys for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Pleasure's ours for sure.
Been a fun time, man, for sure. If anything else you need, or if you ever want me on here again, man, just let me know.
We will.
Yes.
Just let me know, man.
I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you, Kev. I appreciate everything that you and the BRC are doing. I'm honored that you guys are giving Alabama, another chance at glory. We will definitely do our best to not disappoint you in that regard, or anybody else for all that matter. By all means, every state we can get. But yeah, so yeah, we definitely love to have you on another time. Obviously, if there's any way that we can help you guys with the BRC, especially considering that we're in the state of Alabama, never hesitate to reach out. Don't keep it to yourself. If there's anything that we can do for you to help you out, definitely let us know.
Cool. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be catching you at a show, kid. I'll be there.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say which one, but I'm
man.
coming.
I appreciate everybody in the comments, man. Everybody that's watching and commenting, man. I appreciate you guys too. And I hope to see you guys all soon, man. If everybody needs anything, just hit me up on Facebook. BRC website is brcglobaldogs.com. All the show schedule, and you can register everything right online right there, man.
Love it.
All right. I love it. Well, thank you guys again. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Share. Obviously, a lot of stuff was covered, so definitely don't again keep that to yourself. Sharing is caring.
Sure.
So, but anyways, yeah. So thank you again, Kev, and thanks guys for coming on, and we'll catch you on the flip side. We'll see you guys in Troy.
Peace.
Yeah, great show, guys.
Bye,
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.